Now, the Mauritanian government is welcoming back thousands of refugees who fled to Senegal nearly 20 years ago after deadly race riots. The country's president is promising to manage disputes over property and land as many refugees return to their original homes where Arab Mauritanians now live and farm. Well, let's have a look at the country and the way it's made up. Well, Mauritania bridges the Arab Maghreb and Western Sub-Saharan Africa, and it's one of Africa's newest oil producers. Out of a total of around 3 million people, the north is largely populated by Arab Berbers, with black Africans dominating the south of the country. 70% of the total population speaks Arabic. 30% are black Mauritanians. They're from different ethnic groups and speak mostly Pula, Soninke and Wolof. And almost 100% of the population is Muslim. Although ethnic divisions exist, there are places where the two groups have been living together for more than 10 years. But in the second of our special reports on Mauritania, Kauffman visited a village where there are concerns about the impact that returning refugees may have.
One village with two communities. The Arabic-speaking Moors call it Dar Salam, which means home of peace. The Wolof speakers call it Kirmadike. They have both lived here in peace since 1996. But it's a hard life, and resources are scarce. The imminent return of a handful of new refugee families has people worried. Mahmoud is the leader of the Moorish community here. He has been farming this land since 1989, when the Wolof were driven out. His people were given the land by the government, even though it originally belonged to the Wolof. When the Wolof came back, they didn't blame the Moors for the government's decision. Mahmoud's main concern is not conflict, but lack of basic means. This once provided drinking water for the whole village, but it's been dry for over a year. The people here wonder how they will cope with new refugee families when they don't have enough for themselves.
I have the papers and rights to this land, but if more people come and the government decides to have me share it, I will.
Mahmoud doesn't know if more people would create tension in the future. He simply speaks of current relations with the Wolof.
We already gave them one of our daughters in marriage, and one of their daughters married here. It's all good. They treat her well, but you will have to ask the Wolof to find out if we treat their daughter well.
The communities that live here live side by side. Right behind me in this sector, they speak Arabic. Across this little road, they speak Wolof. The Wolof leaders are debating the same issue. Despite losing land to their Moorish neighbors, relations aren't bad. But the arrival of new refugees has them concerned, even though they are also black Mauritanians.
If new refugees come here, we will have a problem because there is not enough space. The state must do something, or there will be problems in our village.
The Imam showed us how the village was making ends meet with the precious few resources it has. The village children should be in school all day, but there is only one teacher in one classroom. So the young ones go in the morning and the older in the afternoon. 24,000 refugees will be going back to poor villages just like Dar Salam, with its limited resources. Now it's up to the government to match the goodwill of the people and to help them survive.
You see us here in Mauritania, we are Mauritanians. So I hope the best of health for our president and that he can continue his mission.
Every country has its problems, but the current political will of the government is good, and I can understand the return of the refugees.
As Mauritania tries to distance itself from its past, in Dar Salam, they know that peace is possible. Kauffman, Jazeera, in the south of Mauritania.